Hey, it's Tim again with PT Progress, and today we're with Cam Jadali, and we're talking about what to expect when you're interested in a physical therapy residency program. Cam is an expert in this field because he completed his residency program at Emory, and he's a neurological specialist in Chicago. So, Cam, give us a little bit of idea. I'm a second or third year PT student, and I'm interested in a residency. You got a couple minutes. Where do I go? Where do I get my head straight in thinking about the whole residency program?
Sure. Just kind of three simple tips as you're beginning to approach this residency season and in this whole topic of should I complete a residency. One, in the preparatory phase is whatever your specialty is going to be, whether it's in pediatrics or neuro like me or sports or manual or whatever it is. While you're in school or while you're working, familiarize yourself as much as you can with that specialty area. If you're going to be doing pediatrics, make sure you spend time shadowing a pediatric clinical specialist, make sure you volunteer at camps, make sure you pick the brains of your faculty at your DPT program. Anything you can do to get more experience with that specialty population and the specialty therapists who work there. It'll give you incredible insight into what it means to be a specialist. In addition, it'll give you lots of great content to talk about when you're writing your residency application essays, and these things won't look too terrible on a residency or on a resume. Item number two is really, what are you looking for in your residency? Say you've identified that you want to do a specialty area such as orthopedics. Well, what am I looking for? Many of these residencies will have a website that you can get more information. I highly recommend contacting the director of each of the residencies that you are looking to apply to, either electronically or by the phone, just to talk to them and get a feel for it. And there are pretty much three arms of each residency. There's a clinical practice where you're being mentored. There are teaching opportunities in either a DPT program or with students, and there's research opportunities. How can you either consume or contribute to the current research? So take an inventory. Which of those things is super important to you? Get that set and see how that aligns with what's going on with this residency process. And then the third thing is, really what to expect from a residency program, because a lot of people don't know. So step two will have assisted you in kind of seeing the overview for that. But from my experience, you're going to be working your tail off. So you're going to be working a lot of hours. So from a time and commitment standpoint, you are going to be much more committed than your run-of-the-mill PT job, because you're going to be wearing 1,000 hats, either as a clinician or a teacher or a researcher. You'll also be expecting a lot of mentorship and constructive criticism, right? You're going into this program to become the best at a certain area, and you obviously don't know those things yet. So there's going to be a lot of structured and unstructured feedback. And then three, you're going to learn a lot about yourself and how you work with others. It's very rare that the resident teaches themselves. There's a lot of inter and intra-professional collaboration. So you're really going to hone your professional skills as well. So if you're not a team player, this might not be the thing for you.
Okay, Cam, so I'm a second or third year student, still interested in a program. I know the application process is really detailed. And so one of the things that you've put together is this application or the residency prep guide that literally includes, it has your entire residency application. And so I think that's something like that could be really valuable for someone who's interested in going into residency, just to know what to expect, how much is involved for the application process itself. And then to include like your essays and all of that. I think that's a really helpful resource to have.
Yeah, and I think it shows you the body of work that goes into it. So just even if you view my completed application, it'll give you a lot of perspective as things you can start to do, whether that's shadowing or volunteering or trying to hit the books hard in a certain subject area. It'll give you the entire kind of scope of what you're looking at for a complete application. So I think that's a very, very valuable resource.
That's really helpful. I think as if I was a second or third year applying for something like this, I mean, we're talking an entire year of your professional life. I mean, not to make it dramatic or anything, but if you don't get into a residency, it's not the end of the world. But if that's what you really want to do, why wouldn't you want to hear from someone like yourself who's gone through it, who got in the first time, who got into a top program, who completed the top program? Why wouldn't I come to you for this advice? And I know not every student watching this video can have that type of access, but they can with the access that you've provided through the residency prep guide. So it's a pretty awesome resource. And we've got it at ptprogress.com/residency guide. So I encourage you to take a look at that. And as always, Cam, thank you so much for being on this. We'll have to connect again.